Hi, welcome to my channel. This is my very first video. I'm gonna be explaining why this short position, why I took this short entry on Euro Aussie. This is how it played out. Let me replay that on my TradingView account. I share some ideas and setups here also when I have the time, when I'm in front of the computer. So I'm gonna explain the reason of this entry. I trade supply and demand, and I trade this methodology from a trend perspective, but also I incorporate liquidity, liquidity concepts. It's just the basic stuff about liquidity. That's what I look for, and I love naked charts. So I always start from the daily time frame. Oh, I forgot to mention that I'm gonna be sharing more setups, weekly forecasts, but this is my first video. So on the daily time frame, I see this support level. See, I see this support level around this price, 1.6. That's the first thing I see. What does that mean? It means that below the support we have a liquidity pool. All right, we have pending orders, we have stop orders. Support and resistance traders are looking to buy here at this area, at this level, and if it breaks, they will enter, pending orders, and it means that we have so many orders below the support, and that's magnetic for the price. So it means that price will try to go there in the long term. This is the daily time frame. So in the long term, I wouldn't be surprised if in a few weeks we see the price coming down to these levels. All right. Why? Because the more a level is touched, the weaker it becomes. So when I see this on the daily time frame, I see that we have some bearish, or we have more probability on the bearish side. I'll start looking for sell orders. Okay, so when I come down to the 4-hour time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, maybe there is nothing here other than probably this 4-hour trend and a new low. But here's where I use the trend lines. When I use the trend lines, I always try to connect the last two valleys or the last two peaks. And here I can connect these two valleys. So those are the most recent valleys. I connect them. This is my uptrend trend line. And guess what? The trend line got broken. When the trend line is removed or the trend line is broken, that means that alerts you that opposite zones are not valid. What does that mean? If we see this trend line, in this particular scenario, we have this uptrend trend line, all right? And the uptrend trend line got removed. So all the zones below, all the zones close to the trend line are not valid. What do I mean by that? This level, see, this is maybe why when you trade supply and demand, some zones simply don't work. And you ask yourself why this zone didn't work. We were on an uptrend, we were on a downtrend, we have a strong departure. I mean, looks good. Why it didn't work? Because maybe you did not include the trend line. And according to the trend line rules, the trend line will alert you if a zone is valid or not. In this case, the trend line is invalidating this zone, and we also have another zone here. See, very strong departure to the upside. So because of this trend line, I know this is not a valid zone. Of course, we might see some reactions to the upside in the lower time frames, such as M15 or M5 or M30. But it will be removed in the long term. That's exactly what happened here. See, it removed. It had some sort of reaction to the upside, some bullish reaction, but in the long term, the level was removed. So that's exactly what I'm expecting here. And if I connect this idea to the daily perspective, it lets me think, or it allows me to look for short opportunities. I'm only looking for short opportunities for now. We gotta be flexible with our setups. The market is constantly changing and it's always evolving, and we just need to adapt. So this is the entry. That's the reason of the entry. I have this supply level here. See the strong departure, very strong candle. Then price reverses. And let me repeat it again. The idea of the setup, the idea of this, the main idea of this setup was to remove this zone. All right, I'm out of the trade, and that's what I'm explaining here. On the H4, the bullish trend line has been broken, which invalidates the demand zone supporting the previous uptrend. This aligns with the idea of a potential move lower as price seeks the liquidity resting beneath this price. So that's basically the setup I wanted to share with you using simple supply and demand trading. In this case, let's say structure was not clear, but I also look for structure. So we have supply and demand, trend, structures, and very basic liquidity concepts. I also share another one on my Twitter. Let me show you. Give me one sec. I also shared this one on CAD Swiss. See, again, price was on an uptrend, and I think it's still in an uptrend. It's still in an uptrend. Let me pull it up. Yeah, there it is. See, broken trend line, broken. I'm sorry, downtrend trend line broken. It invalidates my supply levels, and here we have equal high. So I think price will try to go there, and at the moment this is how it's how it's playing out. Give me one sec. So price, this is what the price it's doing right now. See, we have this equal highs, but on the daily time frame, this is bullish. Why, you might ask? This all looks like a weekly consolidation, but on the daily time frame, again, I have trend lines that were broken. All right, supply levels were taken out, so that tells me that buyers are stepping in, and price basically did not create a new lower low. See, it all reacted off this. The price bounced off this demand level. So we have this equal highs at 0.57901 according to the server I use, Fusion Markets. On the 4-hour time frame, see price reacted off this level of demand. On the 1-hour time frame, we have this broken trend line, and then we have this level of demand, or CP or RBR, depending on where you learn supply and demand from. But again, I don't know if this is going to work out. I don't know if price will rally all the way up here. I'm not sure, but in case it does, then great. I'm here. I mean, I just moved to break even a few hours ago, and I'm just waiting for the price to move to the upside, hopefully. So what I see now is that they are maybe building liquidity. All right. Why? Because we have a resistance level here. All right. We have a resistance level here. So they are calling sellers to place their orders around this area. That means that if they are selling If they are entering short, their positions, I'm sorry, their stop losses are here. All right, so they are just creating the liquidity they need to move higher, to move the price higher. So that's it for today. This is again my first video. I hope you liked it. If you enjoyed this content, do not hesitate to smash the subscribe button. I'm gonna be sharing more setups, more trading ideas, weekly forecasts, and again, I use supply and demand trading. I love naked charts, and you can also follow me on Twitter or X as Trader ZG. Z as in zebra, G for George. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.